fight for your life against Super Saiyan Brawly, and it looks like Destiny 2 and Marathon have been delayed. All and more, my name is Ethos, and these are your top 5 stories for this week's Free-to-Play Weekly. Coming in at number 5, Season 4 for Dragon Ball The Breakers is right around the corner, as is the game's first anniversary. This update happened on November the 1st and includes the release of Super Saiyan Brawly, a version of the character related to the 2018 anime movie Dragon Ball Super Brawly. It's not just the character being added to Dragon Ball The Breakers. Season 4 introduces survivor skins for Chilai and Limo from Dragon Ball Super Brawly, as well as skins for Bulma in her snow gear and Mr. Satan. Goku and Vegeta will also appear in their Super Saiyan God forms now as a new Transsphere warrior, and players can explore a brand new map called Dangerous Grounds. Also, to celebrate the game's 1-year anniversary, players can expect various first anniversary items and new customizable items through outfits and emotes. Coming in at story number 4, this week there was a letter to players on the Disney Dreamlight Valley site, and it looks like Gameforge has announced a pretty big change to the game's launch plans. When the game leaves early access, it will not be free to play. So that means I won't be covering it from this point forward. Prior to that point, it was planned for the game, but according to the letter, what they've taken from early access is that the game needs to continue to require a purchase. This is to ensure that the team will be able to continue delivering on a premium game experience for all players. This news comes as part of an announcement around the game's global launch date, which is December the 5th. The announcement also ranges 3 different versions of the game that will be available for purchase, ranging from $40 for the base digital version to $70 for the gold version. There's also a physical version and an expansion pass, they later costing $30 and will require the base game. All of them will come with some in-game Moonstone currency. And speaking of currency, coming in at number 3, NCSoft is reportedly making a significant shift away from gacha monetization systems in Throne and Liberty. According to the Korean news site Money Today, it has been revealed that instead of relying on probability-based items like loot boxes, the developer plans to monetize the MMORPG through battle passes and subscriptions. This approach will allow players to earn desired items by reaching specific milestones during their subscription and battle pass periods, marking a departure from NCSoft's previous monetization strategies. Apparently, the decision was driven around the increased scrutiny regarding regulation around the gacha mechanics, as well as players' dissatisfaction with such practices. In fact, in the recent Throne and Liberty closed beta update, draw items were removed and players were given the opportunity to preview the season pass with cosmetic rewards that have little impact on gameplay, and it looks like the response from players was overwhelmingly positive. And coming in at story number 2, apparently Nexon Games is on the fence about implementing purchasable boosters to speed up progression in the First Descendant. Game director Mi Seok-ju mentioned in an interview to MP First that while boosters haven't been confirmed, the shooter's balance is being designed to allow players to naturally grow and farm from resources through regular gameplay. The developer said that they aim to strike a balance between the sense of accomplishment and enjoying farming without overwhelming players with various in-game currencies and material. To address concerns, Nexon Games is planning to introduce user experience improvements before the game's official launch, and these improvements will supposedly enhance the convenience of farming in the game, making it a smoother and more enjoyable process. And coming at number 1, your biggest story this week. I hate to say it, but it looks like we've reached that part of the year where we're probably going to be covering a lot of layoffs for the video game industry. And it looks like this week news broke regarding layoffs at Bungie. Currently, the number of staff laid off is unknown, but we do know that a lot of layoffs impact the Destiny 2 community staff. In fact, the game's community manager, Liana Rupert, announced today that she's looking for opportunities. However, according to reports, the community team isn't the only group that's been impacted. A post on Bloomberg states that the game's upcoming The Final Shape expansion has been delayed to June of next year, while the original release date was late February, while another project, Marathon, has been pushed to 2025. A note from Jason Schreier's Twitter clarifies that those delays had been known about by the staff while it was made public in the Bloomberg story. Interesting enough, these layoffs come about 2 years after Bungie was purchased by Sony, and at the time of the purchase, Sony stated that they were going to support Bungie but let them remain independent and that layoffs weren't likely as a result of this purchase. The benefit of this purchase to Sony was to gain access to Bungie's knowledge of live service games. Now, while Sony will likely continue to benefit from having access to this, things seem to have changed as far as how Bungie will function going forward. And then recently, as an update, according to Paul Tassi from Forbes, he cited a source of theirs that the layoffs were a result of Bungie's directive and not one from Sony, and that healthcare only gets covered for 1 day based off the date of termination, and shares of stock post-Sony purchase are reverting back to Bungie since those laid off haven't been at the company long enough after the Sony purchase to have full vesting of the shares. Bloomberg is also reporting that layoffs have hit about 8%, that's about 100 employees of the staff, and this came on the heels of employees being notified Bungie was going to be rejecting that they were only going to hit 45% of their sales projections of this current year, and that this is just one step in a larger revamp. And that moves us to the question of the week. With the news of Bungie layoffs and potentially even more coming down the pipeline with other studios, let me know in the comment section below if layoffs impact your decision on buying certain products from those said studios or publishers, or if they really don't weigh on your decision making at all. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And these are your top 5 stories for this week's Free to Play Weekly. Don't forget to check out mmorpg.com for giveaways and the latest news. My name's Ethos, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, everyone.